Devour words more like aging millennial work from home mom who is constantly being destroyed by the germy toddler, teens, and husband and whatever gross viruses that they bring with them. Besides a couple random times in between the puking and the sleeping, I really haven't been on much, so I need to get caught up on comments and do a video. So, voiceover catch up and who wrote it best time. Let's compare and judge Memoirs of a Geisha and Geisha a Life. This book is an older read for me, and I didn't actually read it until the movie was being hyped. First published in 1997, this is a historical fiction novel by Arthur Golden. Now, the author is a white man, so he doesn't come from this culture, although it does seem that he focused his higher education on learning more about Japanese and Chinese history, language, the arts. When it comes to the story, it does seem that a big component of his research was the numerous women that he interviewed about their profession. While technically well written, there's clear exoticism and even an ode to Western beauty standards, as the FMC has blue-gray eyes and a rapid ascent from young adulthood to the most desired geisha by older men. I'm gonna have to admit now that I never finished the book. I made it all the way through to the last chapter. This is a rare one in which I DNF'd, especially considering how far I got along in it. And that's because there was some type of feeling of an ick. Yeah, I don't know why I waited that long to be like, it's not gonna get any better and the story is not gonna somehow change. So imagine my surprise when years later I'm listening to Geisha a Life and I'm finding myself thinking, this seems familiar, but also better. We got some old school book drama, lawsuits, and over sexualization to cover. You see, Mineko Awasaki was one of the women interviewed, but from the narrative, it seems like she was very much his inspiration. So much so that he names her in the acknowledgments. She thought she was going to be anonymous, but from this and her existing reputation as the top gal in her profession, people were putting things together. So she sued. They did end up settling out of court, but because everybody already knew, she was like, well, let me just tell you my life story. Although this is a more conservative in the traditional sense type of culture, she was a radical in her own right, and what she accomplished and did with her time as a geisha comes out much better from the person who lived it. She takes offense to the portrayal and implication that they were all just a part of the adult industry, and from this book we get a better idea of the cultural impact and role these women presented in their society. From traditional dance to insanely jam-packed tea ceremonies and iconic marketing moments in which men took credit for all their brilliance, we learn a lot about the beauty of the work that she did, but also the downsides of the profession. But hey, she makes sure to call it out and all the rude guests, like the Queen of England, who didn't appreciate what they were getting. So it should be no surprise that I'm gonna say clearly she wrote it best. But what do y'all think?